The Way of the Pencil. Next to my grandparents' telephone was a little silver can of little sharp pencils, very little pencils, as would be a full-sized pencil now used up and sharpened all the way down to the eraser. Every part of that pencil used except for the very end, sharpened and ready to begin just before the end. My grandfather lived during the Depression. For him, as for many, to cast away anything so precious as a pencil was to waste money on another pencil that could have been used for an apple, a sandwich, a coffee, or flour to make bread for a family. To cast away a pencil was folly. To dispose of a pencil was to waste a resource. My grandfather came to this country at the age of 14. He was sent here by his mother, all alone, by himself, to begin a life, to start again. I cannot forget those little pencils. They were so characteristic of who he was. Keep going and don't quit. Stay sharp until the end. Now for me, it is the pencils that are wearing me down. So as part of one of those things that parents have to do if your kid is involved in something days, I've had to take on a volunteer job. And almost after 20 years of doing PTA and the like, I really at this point, yes, point, pun intended, I want to do the minimum. But alas, I was required to take a job. Instead of being the concert parent or the trip chaperone or schlepping snacks, I decided that I would be the patient to sharpen the pencils, the parent to sharpen the pencils. How hard could that be, I thought, sharpening pencils? So I sent a note to the director of the group saying, hey, everyone has to be good at something in life. I might actually be good at sharpening pencils. So truly, I thought, how could anyone be bad at this? Further, I thought, this job will take me 2 hours and I will have fulfilled my commitment for the year. Brilliant, I thought. I am brilliant. Woo-hoo. Wrong. Wrong, I was wrong. Again, I judged prematurely. I seem to do this a lot. So I went to collect the pencils from the office, and I was handed an electric pencil sharpener. Trust us, Leslie, you will need this. And 576 pencils. 576 pencils. Now I am home, sitting at the kitchen table, sharpening pencils. After every 50 or so, the sharpener overheats and just stops working, at which point I am sharpening by hand. The electric sharpener takes at least an hour to cool down before it works again. I am getting calluses. So I take a break to make lunch. I cook dinner. I walk the dog. I read something. I talk to someone. I clean something. I start again. So now, 1, 2, 3 hours of work. I maybe have done 60 or 70 pencils. Now it's 5 hours, 6 hours. It's 11 o'clock at night, and I am sneaking into the kitchen to do another 57 pencils before bed. I dream that night that I am drowning in pencils. I dream that I am lying on a bed of nails, pencils. And oh, they have been freshly sharpened. Ouch. Somehow it seems that I have chosen the most difficult job, yet I can't quit. I have to carry on. 4 days later, I deliver 400-something pencils, still almost 200 sitting on my table. I think that I should make t-shirts. Keep calm and sharpen on. This has happened to me, though, about 1 million times. Something crosses my path, some path I have to travel that seems like it's really no big deal. It seems easy, but then my world overheats. It breaks down. I have to somehow keep going in spite of the fact that part of my life, the part of my life that made everything easy, is no longer working and things are not going the way that they should. Not only do I have to sharpen those pencils, but now, in order to continue, I have to find a way to sharpen myself. As you know, that is the most painful part. Sharpening myself means honing the part of me that has felt the most useful, that part of me that everyone sees. so that me, as my pencil self, can be sharper and clearer in the world. It is painful, in fact, to be sharpened. All those wood shavings, all those parts of me, they always get everywhere. What a mess. To write with a newly sharpened pencil, there is precision, there is clarity, there is hope. After a while, it becomes worn down and needs to be taken to tool. After a while, I become worn down and I need to be taken to tool. For myself as well, newly sharpened and fresh and hopeful looks quite a bit different than worn down and waiting for renewal. And so we renew. And so we sharpen. Our mother takes us to the border and sends us to America because we need to begin again. And so we do, just like my grandfather did. It becomes a never-ending cycle, you see. Live our lives, wear down, sharpen. Use the lead to write simple arithmetic. Wear down the point, writing the quadratic equation. Wear it down, writing a story. Wear it down, writing your story. Draw a tree. Draw a house. Design a house. Design a life. If you don't like what you've written, if you make errors in your math, you can always erase. You can always begin again. But you always have to keep sharpening. You always do. When everything overheats and breaks down, and when it does, and it always does, then make lunch. Read something. Talk to somebody. Walk the dog. Start again. Keep sharpening until you're down to the stub. Stay sharp until the end. Remember that in a little cup next to the telephone or on the kitchen table, there are 576 reminders to stop volunteering for stuff. No, there are 576 reminders of renewal.
Yeah.